William Bernstein says anyone can retire rich if they avoid one fatal mistake. Today, we're breaking down if you can in 10 minutes. William Bernstein says anyone can retire rich if they avoid one fatal mistake. Think about that for a second. You work 40+ hours a week, skip that fancy coffee to save a few bucks, and even throw some money into what you think are solid investments. You're doing everything right, right? But according to Bernstein, there's one critical error that could derail your entire retirement plan, no matter how disciplined you are. So what is this mistake, and how can you avoid it? Let's dive into his straightforward, no-nonsense book, If You Can, and uncover the simple secret to securing the retirement you've always dreamed of. First, a quick word about the author. William Bernstein isn't your typical finance guru. He's a neurologist by training, a self-taught investor, and the author of several best-selling books on personal finance. What makes Bernstein unique? He cuts through the jargon and gets to the heart of what actually works. He's not here to sell you get rich quick or push expensive financial products. Instead, he's on a mission to prove that retirement wealth is within reach for everyone, if you avoid that one fatal mistake. So, let's start with the big question. What's the one fatal mistake that keeps most people from ever retiring rich, no matter how hard they work? Bernstein doesn't sugarcoat it. It's chasing high returns. That's right, obsessing over picking the next hot stock, timing the market, or investing in funds that promise above-average gains. You might think this is the path to wealth, but Bernstein argues it's actually the quickest way to sabotage your future. Let me explain. Most of us grow up thinking that to get rich, we need to beat the market. We hear stories of someone who bought Bitcoin early or invested in a tech startup that skyrocketed, and we think, that could be me. So we start hunting for the next big thing. We read financial news, follow expert stock pickers on social media, and dump our savings into funds with flashy past performance. But here's the problem. The data shows that no one, not even professional money managers, can consistently beat the market over the long term. In fact, a study by Standard & Poor's found that over a 15-year period, 85% of active fund managers fail to outperform their benchmark index. So if the pros can't do it, what makes you think you can? You might be thinking, but I save every month. I pick funds with good track records. Here's the harsh truth. Even with regular saving, chasing high returns introduces two huge risks that can destroy your retirement. First, fees. Those high-performing funds often charge sky-high fees, 1%, 2%, even more annually. Let's say you invest $10,000 and earn an average 7% return over 30 years. If you're in a fund with a 2% fee, you'll end up with around $32,000. But if you're in a low-cost fund with a 0.1% fee, you'll have over $76,000. That's more than double, just from cutting fees. Fees are a silent thief, and they compound over time, eating away at your hard-earned savings. Second, emotional roller coasters. When you chase returns, you're more likely to buy when the market is high because everyone else is hyping it up, and sell when it crashes because you panic and think you'll lose everything. That's the opposite of what you should do. Bernstein calls this buying high and selling low, the classic investor mistake that turns even dedicated savers into retirement failures. Think about 2008 or 2020 or any market crash. How many people sold their stocks at the bottom, only to miss the recovery? Tons. And those people never fully make up for that loss. So, what's Bernstein's solution? His key insight is surprisingly simple. Stop chasing high returns. Instead, stick to low-cost, diversified portfolios. Let's break that down. Low cost. Think index funds or ETFs, exchange-traded funds, with expense ratios under 0.2%. These funds track the entire market, like the S&P 500, which includes 500 of the largest US companies, a broad mix of stocks and bonds. You don't have to pick individual stocks. You don't have to guess which sector will boom next. You just own a little piece of everything, which means you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Diversified. Mix stocks and bonds and include international investments. Why? Stocks give you growth over the long term. They're the engine of your portfolio. Bonds provide stability. They act as a buffer when stocks crash, so your portfolio doesn't swing wildly. And international exposure. Markets around the world don't always move together. When US stocks are down, European or Asian stocks might be up, reducing your overall risk. Bernstein recommends a simple split. For most people, something like 60% stocks, including US and international, and 40% bonds. Adjust based on your age. Younger folks can take more risk with more stocks. Older folks might want more bonds for stability. Here's the magic. This set it and forget. Its approach outperforms most active investors over the long run. Why? Because it eliminates fees, reduces emotional decisions, and captures the market's average return, which is actually pretty good. Over the past 100 years, the US stock market has averaged around 7 to 10% annual returns, adjusted for inflation. That might not sound sexy, but compounded over 30 or 40 years, it's life-changing. Let's say you start saving $500 a month at age 30, with a 7% average return. By age 65, you'll have over $700,000. That's retirement money, without picking a single winning stock. Now, take a second to pause and assess your own strategy. Are you prioritizing high returns over a steady, secure retirement? Do you own mutual funds with expense ratios over 0.5%? Are you constantly checking your portfolio and making changes based on the news or what your friend told you? If you answered yes to any of these, you might be making that fatal mistake. Bernstein's message is clear. You don't need to be a financial genius. You don't need to predict the future. You don't need to work 80 hours a week or inherit a fortune. You just need to avoid chasing returns, keep costs low, and stay diversified. That's it. It's not glamorous, but it works.